Yeah, I'm ready. Today I'm gonna introduce the Great War of China. So let me start the background of the Great War. In the north of China, there lies a 6,700 kilometers long ancient war, and now we're known as the Great War of China. As one of the seven wonders in the world, the Great War of China has become the symbol of the Chinese nation and culture symbol. Um, the Great War is the symbol of the China. Um, is about 30 feet tall and 40 feet. The tower is about 40 feet, and it was the ex the the designated UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1987.
Uh-huh.
The Great Wall of China is a legendary and discontinuous network of war segments built by various dynasties to protect Chinese northern boundary. The Great Wall was first built by Emperor Yan in the Chunqiu period and the Warning period. Because his homeland was weak, small, and had few horses, so it it is in danger of being occupied by their neighbors at any moment. So in order to protect his territory, save land, Emperor Yan questions the citizen workers and built a high wall on the top of the mountain. The earliest extensive walls were built by Qin Shi Huang of the Qin dynasty, who first unified China and is the most famous for standing terracotta army left to guard his tomb. The other major wall building dynasty were the Han, Sun, Jin, and the most famous is Ming dynasty. So this is the map of the Great War. There are three color lines stand for different war at different times. The yellow one is the earliest one. It's before Qing, so you can see it's the shortest one. It's just begin the bottom of the Lanzhou to It's begin the bottom of the Lanzhou to Side, and it's developed start the Qing dynasty, and Qin Shi Huang built and expand the Great War. So the green one was the Great War at Qing dynasty. It's begin this part and to Yangyong province.
Mm-hmm.
And the famous and so far is complete and the longest one is Ming dynasty. It's the start at the Jiayuguan of Gansu province in the west of China and end at the Shanghai Guan. There, Shanghai Guan pass of the Hebei area province in the east. So it's a long distance. It's over just I introduced before. It's about 6,700 meters long.
Uh-huh.
So there are tale of the Great War is famous of every Chinese people. There was a day during the Qing Dynasty. At that time, Emperor Qing, she want since he unified his homeland and he want to protect and keep his power. So he decided to expand the Great War. So many men were caught by federal officials and folks to work on this project. So Meng Jiangyu's husband was taken to build the Great Wall in the north of China. So it was a hard time for Meng Jiangyu because they are just married and not before long her husband was taken to work. So she very missed her husband and cried every day. Not she saw warm clothes for her husband and decided to set off to look for him. I think it's very long way from the north of China. The Great War started from to Meng Jiangyu's home, so it's hard for her to climb over mountains and went through the rivers. But she insists on looking for her husband, so she worked day and night, and finally she reached the foot of the Great Wall. And finally, she didn't find her husband because her husband died and burned it inside the Great Wall. And Meng Jiangyus could not help crying. She sat on the ground and cried suddenly with a tremendous noise. A 400 kilos long section of the Great Wall collapsed over her bitter wail. That's the end of the story. Next, I will introduce the destruction of the Great Wall. It's also a serious problem for now that the Great Wall were damaged very serious by lots of various reasons, because weather, earthquake, and sand. But the most serious damage is by human damage. Just for example, the gravity, the gravity covered on the by the gravity.
Oh, sorry, graffiti. Yes. Yeah.
The graffiti covered by tourists. It's on the wall. It's hard to repair. So that's the damages of the Great Wall. And other reason about like the sand erosion.
Sand erosion.
Sand erosion and earthquake. This is the Great Wall now, I think is damaged by sand erosion.
Wow.
Yeah.
And earthquake.
Earthquake. Beside the Great Wall, there are also another amazing project of the 7 Wonders heritage in the world. And I introduced the hanging garden of the Babylon. Yeah. The hanging garden of the Babylon were one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, and the only one whose location has not been definitely established. Yeah. It's so mysterious. And the hanging garden, according to the legend, Nebuchadnezzar Oh, you know that. And who built hanging garden and for his wife, right? For his wife, Queen's Amethyst, because she missed the green hills and the valleys of her homeland. That's why, and the king Nebuchadnezzar very loved her wife, so that's why he built hanging garden. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Okay, good.
It's better
Thank you for
than
doing that again.
it's better
Yes,
than
yes, it was better.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
thank you.
Did you just put the